Hello everyone, let's take a look at this problem right here. So the problem goes, the price of a train ticket consists of an initial fee plus a constant fee per stop. So there's a starting fee, and then every stop you have to pay another fee, okay? And so I can go ahead and write that. So we have an initial fee plus a constant fee per stop. And that right here is what you would call a slope, and this is what you call the y-intercept. Okay, so let's take a look. So let's see how much these stops are changing by. So it seems like it's changing by +4, right? And this right here is gonna be changing by, okay, so 1250 to 650, right? You're like, what is it changing by? If you want to know the change, you always just subtract, right? So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go 1250 minus 650, minus 650, 650. And that's going to be 6. 1250 minus 650 is 6. 1250 minus 650 is just $6. So that's going to be plus $6. Okay, so 650 plus $6 is equal to 1250. So I'll show you 6 plus 650 is equal to $12.50. You see that? And so I'm assuming that this is also going to be $6. But let's take 1250 plus 6. 1250 plus 6 is equal to 1850. So 12.50 plus 6 is in fact equal to 1850. So already I know that every 4 stops I have to pay $6. Okay, so what I'm saying is every 4 stops, I have to pay $6, right? That's what I'm saying. Now the question is, I want to know what is the fee per stop. Okay, if it's $6 per 4 stops, I want to know what is the, just a regular amount of stops, just one amount of stops. So what do I need to do? I have to divide the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4. Why? Because 6 divided by 4, because whatever I do to the numerator, I have to do to the denominator, so on and so forth, vice versa. So 4 divided by 4, that's just 1, right? So that's just going to be one stop. And 6 divided by 4. Let's see what 6 divided by 4 is. 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. So that's going to be $1.5. Okay, so what we learned from this is that it's $1.50 per stop. You guys see that? It's $1.50 per stop. Okay, one stop. So it's going to be $1.50. I'm going to go down here. $1.50 per stop. Check. And it's good. That's another one. So we're talking about Mr. Mole left his burrow and started digging his way down a constant rate. Okay, so what is the altitude of Mr. Mole's burrow? Okay, so once again, what we do is we have Mr. Mole's initial position, initial height, plus, this is the y-intercept, plus digging at a constant rate. Okay, and that is slope, right? So let's take a look. So it's gonna be +3, 6 plus 3 is 9. So every 3 minutes, right? Every 3 minutes, there is a change in altitude, okay? So you want to know what is the change from negative 20.4 to negative 27.6. So I'm going to show you guys in terms of the graph because this might be a little bit confusing to you. So I'm just going to show you guys in terms of just the distance. So we have 0, 0, negative 20, negative 20.4, and then 0, negative 27.6. Negative 27.6. Okay, so you guys see that? So that's Mr. Mole. Okay, so in 3 minutes, Mr. Mole traveled from 20.4 to 27.6. And you're like, Mr. Kim, what is that distance? Okay, what is that distance? So every time you want to find the distance, you just have to subtract this number by that number, okay? So we're going to do 27 minus 0.6, negative 27 minus 0.6, negative 27 minus 0.6 minus negative 20.4, negative 20.4, negative 20.4. You see that? Negative 27.6 minus negative 20.4, and that gives us negative 7.2. So from here to here is negative 7.2. So in 3 minutes, what Mr. Mole did, was he traveled from here to here, and that was 7.2 meters down. So he went from here. In 3 minutes, he traveled all this distance, which is 7.2. So from here to here is 7.2. Okay, 7.2. And then let's go from, I think this is gonna, from there to there is also gonna be 7.2. So let's take a look. Negative 27.6, negative 27.6, negative 27.6 minus negative 27.6 minus 7.2, 7.2, and then you got negative 34.8, negative 34.8. So let's take a look. So he's traveling negative 7.2 meters. So he's traveling negative 7.2 meters every 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes, right? Now the question is, we want to know his altitude, like his initial altitude. Where did he start from, right? Where did he start from at 0 minutes? So then we're gonna have to do this twice. So we're gonna go here. So that's 3 minutes. And then we go here, and that was 0 minutes, right? So plus 3 plus 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. You guys see that? So it's constantly increasing by 3 minutes. And then we can also go backwards here too. So what number x minus 7.2 is equal to 20.4, right? So you want to be able to know what that is. In order for us to know, so we just have to go backwards. So we're saying x minus 7.2 is equal to negative 20.4. If you want to find x, we just go backwards. We add negative 20.4 plus 7.2, right? Because we want to find this number before we subtract it. So how do we find the number before we subtract it? We add these numbers. So negative 20.4, so negative 20.4 plus 7.2, and that's going to give us negative 13.2. So that's going to give us negative 13.2. So let's check if this is actually true, okay? So negative 13.2 minus 7.2 is 20.4, right? Negative 13.2 minus 7.2 is negative 20.4. Negative 20.4. You guys see that? Negative 13.2 minus 7.2 is negative 20.4. Same thing. So we got to go one more. Negative 7.2. So we have to add negative 13.2. Negative 13.2 plus 7.2 is going to be negative 6. So it's going to be negative 6. I'll prove it to you. Negative 6 minus 7.2. So negative 6 minus 7.2 is in fact negative 13.2, which is negative 13.2, which is right here. So let's take a look. I'm going to redraw the table. So the table goes like this, right? And then the table goes like that, right? So in 3 minutes, he traveled negative 13.2. In 0 minutes, so this is his starting point, his y-intercept, right? His y-intercept, he started at negative 6, right? Negative 6 meters under the ground. So if this was the ground, he started negative 6 meters down, like somewhere right here. That's where he started. That's Mr. Mole. That's when he started digging, right? So the answer is negative 6. Negative 6. Negative 6. And it is wrong. Let's see. So the reason why I got it wrong is because they already put 6 meters below the ground. Okay, so negative 6 meters below the ground doesn't make sense. So we have to say 6 meters below the ground which actually just means this right here. 6 meters below the ground. I don't know why the background is moving like that. It's crazy. Why 6 meters below the ground means negative 6 meters. So that's my fault. So they just embedded the negative number inside this wording. So it's going to be 6 meters below the ground. And my answer is going to be 6. And voila. All right, let's do this one. Okay. All right. The price of a climbing trip to Mount Kilimanjaro includes an initial fee. Okay, once again, this is my y-intercept. Y-intercept, initial fee, y-intercept, plus a constant fee per meter, which is my slope. Okay. The table compares the total distance of a trip in meters and the price of the trip in dollars. Okay. All right. So what is the additional fee for each meter climbed? Okay. So we want to find the slope, right? For each meter climbed, that is slope, right? That's not the initial fee. We're not trying to look for the starting point. So let's take a look. So we're going to get this right here. And let's see. So 70 to 100 is plus 30. 100 to 30 is plus 30. And then this gets a little bit confusing, right? What is 114.1 to 118? So we just subtract these two, okay? So we got calculator, 118 minus 114 minus 114.1. That's going to give us 3.9. That's going to give us 3.9 plus 3.9, right? Because we're increasing. And then 118 plus 3.9. Let's see, 118 plus 3.9. 118 plus 3.9 is in fact 121.9. 121.9 right there, right? You see? So it's what we learn is that for every 30 meters, they're paying $3.9. Okay, that's what we learn. Okay, so for every 30 meters, they're paying $3.9. Okay, so for every 30 meters they travel, they pay $3.9. So how do we find just 1 meter, right? Because we're trying to find each meter climbed. So each meter climbed, and that's going to be equal to obviously 30 meters divided by 30 is just 1 meter. And then 3.9 divided by 30. So we go 3.9 divided by 30. That is 0.13. So they are paying 0.13, which is 13 cents per 1 meter. So for each meter is 13 cents. 13 cents. Got it. All right, let's take a look at this one. So Suraj took a slice of pizza from the freezer and put it in the oven. The pizza was heated at a constant rate. Okay. So once again, there's an initial because there's an initial temperature when you cook pizza. So initial temperature plus heating up at a constant rate. So heating at a constant rate, which is slope, right? So this is my y-intercept and my slope. The table compares the pizza's temperature, blah, blah, blah. So I started heating it. So how long did it take the pizza to reach 100 degrees in Celsius? So let's take a look. All right, I'm going to actually make this a little bit smaller because actually, yeah, I'm just gonna scroll up. Yeah, that'd be good. All right. Let's take a look. So we're gonna have to extend this table here because we're gonna try to find 100 degrees. Okay, so that's gonna be plus 2, right? And that's gonna be plus 15, right? How did I get plus 15? 40 minus 25. 40 minus 25 is equal to 15. 40 minus 25 is equal to 15, and 25 plus 15 is equals 40. Show you 25 plus 15 is equal to 40. You see that? 25 plus 15 is equal to 40. And then that's also plus 15. 40 plus 15 is 55. 40 plus 15 is 55. Here we go. Now we want to find how long did it take the pizza to reach 100 degrees Celsius. Now there's a lot of different ways to solve it, but let's just go ahead and try it this way. So let's take a look, right? It's gonna take more than, it's gonna take a couple jumps, right, to get to 15. So let's take 100. So plus 15, that's gonna be 70. Another plus 15, that's gonna be 85. And another plus 15 is going to be 100, right? So from here, now this is Celsius, right? Or yeah, degrees. So eventually we hit 100, right? Now let's see how long that took. So that's going to be plus 2. That's going to be 10. Plus 2. That's going to be 12 minutes. And then plus 2. And that's going to be 14 minutes, right? So it's going to be 8 minutes, 55 degrees, 10 minutes, 70 degrees, 12 minutes, 85 degrees, 14 minutes, 100 degrees. So that's going to be, so it took them 14 minutes, right? It took them 14 minutes. So answer is 14 minutes. Voila. Okay. So as you can see, yeah, so we just keep extending it to 100 degrees Celsius, and therefore we can find the value, how long it took them to get to 100, and it took them 14 minutes, right? All right, let's go to the next one. Let's just do one more, and then I think we'll be good. All right, let's do this one. Actually, this one is a slope question. I'm gonna find a, okay, let's do initial fee one. All right, so a car company charges an initial fee, slope, or initial fee, plus a constant fee, which is slope, right? Slope, y-intercept. The table compares the total distance driven on the trip and the price of the rental fee in dollars. So let's take a look. So let's take a look at the distance traveled. So we're gonna take a look at the distance traveled. So 105 to 140. How do I find that? We just subtract. So we're gonna subtract 140 minus 105. It's gonna be 35, right? 35. So that's plus 35. And then 140 to 175 is plus 35 as well. Let's take a look. 140 plus 35. 140 plus 35 is 175, which is 175. Now let's take a look at how much it changes in dollars. So we do 24 minus 183, 204 minus 183, and we get 21. So it's plus 21. So 183 plus 21 is 204. Let's take a look. 183 plus 21 is equal to 204. You see that? 183 plus 21 is 24. And then plus 21. So 204 plus 21. 204 plus 21 is 225. It's 225, which is right there. So we have to now, we want to find the initial fee, right? So initial fee is when they travel 0 kilometers. When they travel 0 kilometers, how much did it cost? Well, let's take a look. So we got to go 35 backwards. So what is 35 backwards? So we got to go 105 minus 35. 105 minus 35. And we get 70. And then we got to go another 35 minus, which is 35. So 35 plus 35 is 70. 35 plus 35 is 70. And then we got to go another 75, or another 35. And then 0. Oh. So 0 plus 35 is 35 kilometers. 35 plus 35 is 70 kilometers. 70 plus 35, so on and so forth. So now here we have to go backwards, and $21 each. So plus 21. So what is 183 minus 21? 183 minus 21, that's going to be 162, right? 162 plus 21 is 183. 162 plus 21 is 183. So we do another one, plus 21. So 162, right? Yeah, 162 minus 21 is 141. 141. And then we just gotta go one more, plus 21. 141 minus 21 is 120. 120. You guys see that? So if we were to draw the like that. Okay, so in 0 kilometers traveled, they had to pay $120, right? Because every time it increased by $21. So at 0 kilometers, they paid $120. In 35 kilometers, they paid $141. In 70 kilometers, they paid $162. In 105 kilometers, they paid $133, $183. And if we keep going backwards, we find that at 0th kilometers, they paid $120. So what was the initial fee? The initial fee was $120, and we're good. All right, so that is it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.